Alright, y'all, All Sports Passport as West here. Finally, I am off from school at summer break, so I am now able to make my prediction videos on my 8 high school teams and Tennessee football. I'm going to do Tennessee first, since obviously they're the only Hollis team I'll be covering next year. And yeah, my high school teams, I'm going to cover those soon. Maybe next week I'll do Bearden first, or any other team that has revealed their schedule that I can check on Instagram. I might do West or Hardin Valley first. But on to Tennessee. Last year they went 9-4 with a bowl win over Iowa. The losses were against Florida, Alabama, Missouri, and Georgia. Florida was a bit of an upset. Missouri was actually doing really well last season. They were the better team in that game. And they just couldn't get it done against powerhouses like Bama and Georgia. But they did get some nice wins over Kentucky and South Carolina. And the South Carolina game I did go to. Here is a footage from the game as seen on the screen here. I think this is a Tennessee touchdown. You can't really tell. But if you look closer, it might be a Tennessee score. Anyways, that is footage from the Tennessee-South Carolina game. They wore their dark mode jerseys. And in the Austin Peay game, they wore their smoky gray, which I kind of prefer 2022's jerseys over 2023. Why make it a throwback, man? You could have at least just used the ones from 2022. But enough about criticism. This is the schedule right here. The first game they have is against FCS opponent Chattanooga. And you can already tell I am picking Tennessee to win this game here. Simply because Chattanooga is an FCS team. Tennessee has... I don't think they've ever lost to an FCS team before. That's what I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not think Tennessee has lost to an FCS team before. So I'll give Tennessee the win over Chattanooga. Also, with Joe Milton on, they now have Nico Iamaleava. I do not know how to pronounce his name, but that is how I'm going to pronounce his name for the entirety of this video. They have some good wide receiver core. They still have some good running backs. They've lost their tight ends, but they've done some new players along the way. And my main highlight here is Boot Carter. Just simply because he was one of the top players in the state that committed to Tennessee. He's probably going to do pretty well next season. Next game at Charlotte against NC State. Interesting game here. This is the Duke's Mayo Classic, whatever it is. NC State's a pretty good team to play. They've had some good seasons over the past few years. And they have been some really valuable teams. But same thing with Tennessee. And in my opinion, if Tennessee can do really well with this NC State at a neutral site game, I got Tennessee winning over NC State by at least 10 points or 7 points at best. Next game is NC State back at home. Another weaker team. This is going to give Tennessee a huge advantage. Tennessee, I think they're going to beat NC State. Just simple as that. Hard game, their first away game against a new SEC opponent. This is Oklahoma. They moved from the Big 12 to the SEC. Texas, another team, will also be joining the SEC as well. Both formerly Big 12 teams. And I have had some reasons that I think that Oklahoma was going to win this game. But if Tennessee can play their hearts out, if they can play their best game against Oklahoma, then I got Tennessee winning by a field goal. This is going to be a really close game and a really good game as well. And I got Tennessee winning just barely over Oklahoma. And that is if they do very well in the game. In any case, if they don't, Oklahoma's probably going to win. Next game, which I also think will be tough, is against Arkansas. And why I think it's tough? The last 2 times Tennessee's played Arkansas has found a way to win over a top Tennessee team. In 2020, Arkansas did find a way to beat Tennessee. While Tennessee was leading like 13-0, Arkansas came back and won. Arkansas is basically like Tennessee's kryptonite recently. So don't be surprised if Tennessee struggles in this game. But in those losses, Tennessee did not have good coaches back then. Sure, you may say Butch Jones was decent, but he's not the guy. And you can't say Jeremy Pruitt's the guy either. He was a failure at Tennessee. This including the 2019 8-5 season. But but they lost to Georgia State and BYU. Tennessee now has Josh Heupel, and obviously, great coach. He's the dive of the balls. I think Tennessee is going to beat Arkansas. And I don't know if it's going to be close or not, but it's going to be a game. Another game that I think is going to be a game is their next game at home, and it's Florida. Last year, Florida pulled an amazing upset over the Vols. 2022, Tennessee beat Florida for the first time since 2016. This is quite a historic rivalry, and I gotta say, with Florida's 5-7 season, any improvement at all, really, I think Tennessee is going to beat Florida once again. And then another one that I definitely think will be a game is against Alabama, also at home. And normally say, well, Alabama is a really, really good team, but they've just lost their head coach last week. They just lost their head coach, which is going to be a bit of a down year for Bama. Especially when it comes to this game, Tennessee did beat Alabama in 2022 at home. And just simply because Bama is going to have a bit of a down year at the least, I think Tennessee is going to beat Alabama just barely like they did as Oklahoma. Well, that's what in my prediction. Next game against Kentucky. Again at home. But this is after a bye week, which gives Tennessee a pretty good advantage there. And the games at home. The last time Tennessee played Kentucky at home, won 44-6. I got Tennessee winning this game, no matter how good Kentucky is. Another game that my 2022 self would think would be a good game, but as of right now, it probably wouldn't, is against Mississippi State. Mississippi State had a really good year in 2022. But in 2023, they didn't have a good year. So, if that keeps up, Tennessee's going to beat Mississippi State, especially when it's at home. I got Tennessee winning this game. Here's where I have Tennessee taking their first and only L of the season, and it's Georgia. As you know, before 2023, Georgia won 2 consecutive titles, and it's Alabama, I think, and it's TCU. But obviously in 2023, they lost to Alabama in the SEC Championship, failed to make the college football playoffs, but beat Florida State in their bowl game. Georgia is still the team that they are from 2022 and 2023. They are still a powerhouse team, and at Athens, I think Georgia is going to win this game. If Tennessee can play their heart out, they make the game close, but I still got Georgia winning this game. Last home game of the season, and it's another weaker team, UTEP, which is Texas at El Paso. I think they played them in 2018 and won by a good amount. The same thing will happen here. This is the same result that we're going to see from the 2018 game with UTEP. I think Tennessee will get a win over UTEP by probably a blowout. And even if this is an away game, I also got Tennessee beating Vanderbilt by a blowout as well. Vanderbilt did not have a good season last year. They never usually have a good season. But Tennessee is going to win this game. That's all I got to say. Nothing else. I got Tennessee winning. So my final results, I got Tennessee going 11-1, 11 wins, 1 loss. Only loss, it's Georgia. So close games it is Oklahoma and Alabama, and maybe Florida and NC State. But I do have Tennessee having an amazing season this year. Will definitely be improved, and we'll just see what Nico has as quarterback, like he did in that bowl game. He's probably going to be doing very great, and he'll have a great season overall. And I think Tennessee might make the playoffs this year. Who knows? It's based off their ranking, but Tennessee will have a good season. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to All Sports Pass Podcast West if you like, and All Sports Pass Podcast North. Obviously, I'm paired with him as well. All Sports Pass Podcast West signing out.